Waiting for it to work.
Tell her to Ella's instead. Ella's got the weird password for it. I have a way of connecting to it. Tell her to Ella's instead.
I don't know how to. Oh, my password.
Fine, I just need to put one and I'm in a place where...
Do you mind closing it and restarting the stop motion?
We're live.
We are live in 3, 2, 1.
Like 80 seconds ago.
I know, but I was trying to be dramatic.
I love it. You're doing great.
Are we all good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, Emily Forrest, we are summoning you. I repeat, Emily Forrest, you are needed. Emily. Aha, we have Emily. Correct. Okay. So now we'll be heading over to...
Okay, we have... Ashka.
Alright, we're ready. Let's tilt the live stream. Make sure everyone can see. Right now, Ava and Ari are holding a parachute. Very important part of our launch. And the final taping is being put in place. In the meantime, just before our final second launch, let's tell you a bit about the Astrogazers, and just so that you can get to know a little bit about our members. And be warned, some of these things were even a surprise to me. And believe me, some of them are so strange that I fully considered whether to put them in or not. So here we go. Mrs. Cartypan. She's head of physics at CHS and created Astrogazers in 2021 with the aim of promoting physics, engineering and astrophysics. Her strength is being organised, and her favourite thing about Astrogazers is when all of the members are collaborating ideas passionately together, and we finally get to accomplish what we're trying to achieve. Her greatest inspiration is her mother, and her short-term goals are generating more exciting missions for Astrogazers, but her long-term goals are doing a PhD. Miss Cartypan. And her long-term goals are doing a PhD, which is very exciting, which none of us knew. She's motivated, dedicated and persevering, and her favourite hobby is obviously stargazing. She loves the cosmos and all the wonders it holds. Next is Tara. She's the flight director. She is doing maths, further maths, history and physics for A-levels, and her favourite thing about Astrogazers is being with her friends and just having a good time. In the future, she sees herself studying at the University of Oxford, and her favourite strength about herself is her ability to be a feminist icon. One of her favourite hobbies is reading, and her inspiration is Holly Ann. Holly Ann definitely did not pressure her to put that on. And Astrogazers in 3 words for her is fun, friendship and resilience. Next is Isla, who is also a flight director. An interesting fact about Isla is she plays canoe polo, and she joined Astrogazers because her friend Tara told her to, and it sounded interesting. I guess that worked out for the best because now she's one of the leading members. One of her favourite hobbies is playing random music to keep people in good spirits. And her favourite thing about Astrogazers is the people. She thinks it sounds so cringy, but she says the people are all so upbeat and fun to be around too. And she genuinely loves our meetings. And her favourite people who are an inspiration to her are anyone who follows their dreams and isn't afraid to take a risk in doing something they love. To her, Astrogazers in 3 words is space, teamwork and dreams. And she enjoys baking things because you get to be creative and are giving someone a sweet treat too. Then Ashka is our assistant flight director, and she, like Isla, joined Astrogazers due to her friends persuading her, and I'm assuming this is all Tara's doing. However, she found that the club was quite enjoyable and full of many people who were sharing the same likes and that she was and the same interests. You can work together to complete a project as a team, and in the future, she sees herself either going down the geography route or law and politics. She thinks she's a focused person who stays on task, and one of her favourite hobbies are playing chess. And her inspiration is her sister, Laura. So, hello Laura, if you are watching, Holly Ann thinks you are a very inspirational older sister, and good luck with your PhD, by the way. And Holly Ann thinks Astrogazers in 3 words is interesting, fun, and teamwork. Next is Claudia, who is a former member of Astrogazers, who helped us with this whole process but unfortunately couldn't be here today. She was a senior marketing officer. She's 17 years old and is going into year 12 and has always loved space, especially stars and constellations. She finds them very interesting. She's a deputy officer for the marketing team and then got promoted to the senior officer. She originally ran the Instagram and now co-runs it with the rest of the team. The reason she joined Astrogazers was because she thought it was a really interesting club, and when she first saw it in assembly, it was probably the most ambitious school club activity that she had ever seen. She thinks it's amazing that we get the chance to send a payload with actual things into it, into the atmosphere, and be junior women in STEM, which, when you word it like that, it does sound pretty amazing. She thinks it's so great that everyone who is making this project happen is mainly young women, and it just proves that we can do anything and should never be underestimated. She wants a career in zoology, the research of animals, and she's especially interested in orcas. She wants to research how animals behave, and particularly mammals. Her favourite animal are orcas, and she likes them because every day something new is discovered about them, and how they're far more intelligent than we ever realised. So her dream would be to eventually have a PhD and be experts in orcas. Thank you, Ella. I appreciate it. She thinks her greatest strength is being organised and always knowing what to do, as well as her problem-solving skills. Claudia. And also her favourite thing, one of her favourite things about Astrogazers is how everyone always works in a team and never gives up no matter the challenge. And it seems that we have hit some rain, so we're going to head under the tree so that all of our devices don't get quite broken.
I'm just covering you with an umbrella at the moment. Ella, can you push this quickly? I don't want to get the laptop wet. Move the bottles. Move. Not my problem. Go and cover the camera.
I think you have the bag.
No, because it might poke the balloon. Okay, right.
Just bear with us for 1 minute.
Right. Okay.
Well, currently the Stratus Flight's GPS trackers aren't working very well, so we've had to swap over to Spot Tracker, but that involves a whole lot of setting up to do. which is very last minute to have to try to do in the field with limited Wi-Fi. So we're hoping it works, but you might have to bear with us for a bit as we get it all ready.
Thank you. So, that's what's going on. And as I said a bit earlier, the thing with science, things go wrong and things go right, and we just have to adapt and bear with it and fix whatever we can. So,
Yeah, that's good, thanks.
now we'll try and get some more intel for you on what's going on from our timekeeper Mahati, if she is possibly free. Are you available? Hello Mahati. Could you please explain what is currently happening?
Currently there have been some technical issues regarding our GPS trackers and weather tracking, but hopefully we should be able to get back on track, even though it is slightly drifting.
And what are we doing to kind of resolve our problem?
So basically we're coming off the last year and we are just trying to keep up with it, as well as making sure that our technology is safe enough.
Thank you. I'm okay, thank you. I quite actually like the rain. It's very refreshing. Alright, Emily, I think we're okay to move a little closer.
Should we show them our setup?
No, it's quite good.
Show them the setup, shall we show them our setup?
Are you in need of a hairpin?
No, not my video. Okay.
Does anyone have like a cloth for the screen? A what? The laptop screen.
This is part of the writing.
What's the other instructions? Does it say to
Yes. How was the device? And connect your computer.
Oh, why are there bugs everywhere? Everyone's in here. Yeah, they're in here.
update device? Okay. Especially needed update. Yep. Okay. Okay. Is it done?
Okay, you need it more than I do.
It's okay.
Yep, good.
Some space will know about the universe and its origins.
Do you want me to change the space back?
Yeah, let's do that. Let me just focus a bit.
I need to
And now, sorry for the slight delay, we have Mahathi, who is here to give you some random space facts.
Okay, so completely off script, but basically our universe. They say our universe is infinite in terms of its size, but in reality, according to the latest research and statistics, it's 93 billion light years across in total. But it's constantly expanding, so we never really know the true distance. And in terms of the amount of galaxies there are, galaxies are being formed and destroyed every single second. So, and because light takes time to travel, so basically okay, so how we find out that galaxies exist: the JWST telescope and many other telescopes that have been launched by various space agencies are used to detect light rays from beyond our solar system, and those light rays are transmitted into data, and that data is basically brought back to Earth. The way we know how what galaxies are we roughly estimate how the galaxy is, so that is basically.
Well, do you think that because we don't know so much about the universe, that's why maybe weather predictions can be wrong or inaccurate, or sometimes we don't know what's going to happen? Do you think that has an impact on it? And if we knew more about the universe, then we could predict weather better?
I mean, in terms of Anaya's question, as she mentioned earlier, we are conducting an experiment to test how cosmic radiation impacts certain materials. So, because rays and radiation in general can impact our weather in complex ways, there are how do I put this? In a way, it can impact us, but we still have to do more research into cosmic rays and radiology.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Stuff.
And talking about radiology, that is actually what a lot of the helpers from the University of Bath that are assisting today are experts in, I believe. And also, on the topic of weather, one thing that we found this morning was that we are going to be facing yellow thunderstorm alerts this evening, and we are going to be finding our payload in thunder. So we're hoping for the best, and we don't want to be too negative, but we're hoping that our payload doesn't get zapped by lightning in the middle of the air. So cross your fingers for us, please. Thank you. And I think that's it for now, and I think that our payload is almost ready. Passing on to Emily.
Okay, so basically, the stream might end due to low power, but we will record everything and post it on YouTube and Instagram and such, so that you will still be able to watch it even if you can't see the actual stream live. But this is just to let you know not to worry if the stream comes stops, because that's fine.
Thank you for that. Mr. Ting, are you very busy right now?
I'm just making sure.
Thank you. And do you think you could tell our viewers a bit about what's been going wrong and how we're fixing it?
Hello everyone.
So we have launched, as you've seen the first balloon, and that's gone really well. It's a little bit drizzly, and at the moment that's kind of making things a little bit more tricky, which is why I was putting a piece of tape over the camera just to make sure that we didn't get any sprinkles onto the camera and disrupt your viewing. But I think things are going pretty well, and the weather seems pretty good. And the whole idea is that we're supposed to be monitoring the weather, so a little bit of rain is part of that. But yeah, going really well. You're doing a great job on the stream.
Thank you. Tara, are we almost ready for launch?
So, have you just discussed the spot tracker dilemma?
Briefly.
Okay, so basically, a spot tracker is it's basically a company which manufactures these trackers, which are often used by hikers. Instead, they need to send like an SOS signal, and they're used quite a lot in atmospheric flight, so with other weather balloons. So we thought that because we've had success with our previous launch and live messages from the spot tracker about the location of our balloon, we thought that because we already know it works, we're going to use it again, and hopefully that will yield some successful results. But initially we had 2 GPS trackers. They're called the Stratoflight trackers, and they've been working well, but I think it's just today they're not sending signal or response fast back enough. So just to be on the safe side, we think it's better to use our spot tracker. Thank you. Back to Anaya.
Thank you very much. And now we're going to move this mobile device and we're going to go and talk to the weather balloon about those thunderstorms I mentioned earlier. Before is because we've been restricted. Oh, I'm sorry, the camera's broken. So, we've been very restricted in terms of the rain and the devices because we all know electricity and water don't work well together. But it's briefly stopped raining, so now we're heading over to the weather team to have a see on what they think is going to happen.
Sorry about this, guys. That wasn't what.
And if you don't know, the reason this keeps falling off is because our camera is secured to a handle of a trolley with elastic bands. So very homemade. But I was saying, we are now approaching the weather team to discuss what the thunderstorms happening later could potentially affect and how things could potentially go wrong and what we're going to do to prevent it. Hello, Pollyann.
Hi.
Let's keep travelling that way.
Okay, sure, yeah. I was just going to get a dream that
So we were wondering, as the warnings for thunderstorms in this area or where our balloon's landing, if they get worse and we do actually face a storm, how is that going to affect our payload?
Well, if there's actual lightning, then we can't really go out because it's dangerous. But currently I've been looking at my lightning tracker app and there's no sign of any lightning.
That's very good. But if it were to land in difficult terrain and it was very stormy but without lightning, would that still be a problem, or could we get it as normal?
It would probably be fine as long as the wind speed isn't too high, like trees and that. Should be fine.
Perfect. Thank you. And now we will head over to the anemometer team and take a check on the wind speeds when Emily comes back. We are heading over to the anemometer team. Hello, anemometer team again. we are here to have an update on the wind speed and trajectories. Thank you.
So on the wind speed, I can tell you that it slowed down quite a bit, and the interesting thing is like it picked up briefly, so it was like getting a bit faster, but now it's slowed back down. And on the trajectory, I don't know if you can see this over here, we are physically tracking where our payload is going towards, and we can see the effects on the wing on the payload too. Like when the wind was faster, it was moving faster, and now it's slower. It slows down quite considerably. So roughly, it's about an hour away from here by drive, but we're curious to see that. Okay, how far is it going to go? Because it's been in the air for about an hour, basically. Yeah.
Mr. Coley, we were wondering how what the ideal wind speed was for our launch, and if we are getting there.
Not even close. No, we're not getting there. It has picked up a bit.
So the ideal one, in terms of meters per second, or miles per hour would be easier, would be 10 to 18. So 10 to 18 miles per hour is like what we initially planned for. Today, the maximum we've gotten is about like 2 or 3. So we're not even close.
And if it gets any lower than that, will that be a problem?
Not really, no. Like it's the main thing. Like if it's too much, it's gonna blow really far away and end up in the North Sea. If it's too little, it's just gonna be a bit more closer to us. Like initially, when we were making our predictions, we assumed it would be like around Oxford. Right now, it's about halfway towards there. But if it's close,
is launching it. So last time we had issues launching it because of the wind speed. It was really fast, and so holding the balloon to the ground, attaching the payload to the balloon is really difficult when it's blowing around that much. At the other end, where we're at today, is that the wind speed is so low that it's not going to give the balloon as much lift.
Oh.
So we've been all right, but what they can do is they can put extra helium into the balloon to give it that extra bit of lift. Otherwise, you're just going to have so our payload actually gets off the ground.
That makes sense. Okay, thank you.
I don't know if you can maybe like gear the camera, but if you may just